Hey Narwhals, and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. And please tap subscribe for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track and to join the Narwhals. How I stop annoying people who are trying to pressure me to eat food that I don't want or need. I've had issues with a couple of my coworkers who sometimes act like they think it's a funny game to try to get me to eat whatever they are offering. It's just a little, it won't hurt anything. I made it especially for you. And even, you're not even that big, lol. I found something to say that stops them dead in their tracks. I now choose to not eat that. This sounds every bit as awkward as it seems it would. It doesn't flow, it doesn't sound like something anyone would say in normal conversation. It works like a charm. The first time I say it to someone, I usually get a confused "oh," and after that, mainly irritation, which is fine. I find being tempted while eating less to be pretty irritating also. If I were to get any other follow-up, I would say, sure, but I now choose no, on repeat. I'm fine with being regarded as weird if it helps me get to my goal. My new response when people keep pushing is to ask, why do you keep asking? In a benignly curious tone. Puts the onus on them, and if I'm lucky, might get them to question their actions. First off, anyone who knows you're working on your eating habits and pressures you to feel guilty somehow about it, we have a lot of four-letter words for people like that. I just go with the simple no thanks. I'll say it friendly twice, and the third time, I'll say it like I'm giving a command to my dog. Works every time. I figure if I say it gently twice, I'm not the bad guy in the situation if I get abrasive the third time. It's amazing how some people will take no as a challenge. These are people that I work with in a small department, so staying friendly makes everything more pleasant overall. Not that I disagree with you in any way. Making them uncomfortable without being hostile has been a good strategy for me. I was hoping it might help someone else who can't say what they really think without getting blowback. I started my weight loss journey on December 13th, which everyone in my workplace teased me for because the holidays aren't the time to diet. I got a lot of the same comments from them trying to get me to eat. I had multiple responses for them. There's no wrong time to make good decisions. I have something much better planned at home for my daily calories. I've been feeling great without all this extra sugar. Why ruin that? A lot of people at my work are now talking about maybe dieting after the weight gain from the holidays, and I just smile and tell them I lost 12 pounds since mid-December and I feel great. It was my best holiday ever. No is a full sentence. One particular person in my life just wouldn't stop. Finally, I took the food and put it directly into the garbage in one motion, looking them in the eyes. They stopped. I love this so much. I have food pushers in my life too, so I sympathize. My only tip is to switch to saying, no, I don't want it, or something in that vein. My experience is that if you ever choose to indulge one day, they will immediately pounce with, I thought you didn't eat that anymore, or does that fit into your diet? Honestly, having a holier-than-thou attitude really helped with people like that. I hated adopting it, and I've since dropped it once people accepted the new normal, but there was definitely that phase of, I have to pretend to be better than you just so you back off and stop being a butt. I had a coworker who would do this. She came up to me with a plate of cake and, you should eat this. I told her I didn't want it, that she should give it to someone else. She went to leave it on my desk, and I told her I would throw it away if she left it. She set it down anyway. I picked it up and tossed it in the trash. I got a grumpy, someone could have eaten that, to which I responded with, then you shouldn't have given it to me after I'd already told you I didn't want it. Ran a mile for the first time and got laughed at for being fat during it. I've never been skinny, but not having access to a gym for all of quarantine, plus a breakup and other life events, led to a lot of weight gain over the past 8 months. I've decided to start running while I get my health back in order, and went out today for the very first time. I wore headphones but wasn't listening to anything, and I heard two girls laughing at me, and one say, "Look at that fat girl." I heard it very clearly and felt completely mortified, but there was nothing to do about it other than to just keep going. Before, I would have been likely to walk home and hide and binge out of shame, punishment, and whatever else, but instead, I kept running, made it home, and had a salad and a protein shake. So I did it. I ran a mile and it took me 14 minutes, but I did it and I feel good about it. My feelings are hurt, but freed those girls, and I hope I keep running past them every day so they can watch me work and improve while they enjoy their stagnant, petty lives. And never accept criticism from someone you would not go to for advice. As someone who isn't overweight but incredibly bad at running, I am so impressed when I see anyone out running. I see girls between 20 to 50 pounds heavier than me running every day. I never even judge their weight, I just think, damn, they're so much better running than me. I knew a guy in school who was pretty judgy, a bit of an idiot, but he was an incredible athlete, used to win tons of 5Ks, marathons, bike races, etc. He had been athletic his whole life, so I doubt he understood the struggle of being a beginner, but even he was incredibly positive to overweight people who ran, as most people are. Those girls are just pathetic. A few years ago, when I still lived at home, I took my dog on the same walking route every day. It was about 3 miles in length. I started seeing this woman who was pretty overweight attempting to run the route. Every time I saw her, she was struggling pretty bad. And not long after, I found a different walking route because I got bored of that one, but when I decided to walk it again after about 4 months, I saw the woman again, and she was so slim and she was running effortlessly. I was angry that I hadn't spent the last 4 months doing what she did, but I was too embarrassed to get out and go do it. Keep going and keep up your great attitude. I live in a fairly dodgy part of my city, and once when I was going for a run, I went past a group of young guys who were all milling about drinking and thinking they were cool for missing school. Where I live, groups like this often think it's funny to make similarly unkind comments to runners as you go past, so I braced myself when I saw them watching me. As I went past, one of the guys pointed at me and then turned to his friend who was as obese as me and said, "That's friggin' inspiration, man." So my point is that for all the bumholes who make mean comments or mess with you, there are many more people who are secretly admiring your effort and wishing you well, even if they don't say so. I know that doesn't take away the sting when people are cruel, but it helps me to remember moments like that to push me to keep going. And as other people have said, spurring yourself on to be fit and healthy is the best revenge you can get. I hope this helps and best of luck. Listen to me. I am so impressed that you can run with extra weight. My body won't do it. My knees are traitors, so I'm stuck just dieting and doing no jumping videos. You are my hero for today. I pick heroes all the time for different things. Today, it's you, and I'm calling you Protein Shake Runner. And if I have to do something tough today, I'm telling myself that Protein Shake Runner can do it, so I can too. So there. For what it's worth, I've been overweight and I've been thin. I've also spent a lot of time jogging. When I see someone overweight jogging, I seriously want to give them a high five. I don't because I'm super introverted. And jogging when overweight is so much harder, both physically and emotionally. You should be damn proud of what you accomplished. Also, because you refer to them as girls, I'll assume everyone here is young. Your metabolism slows down as you age, and those girls will one day have to learn a battle you are already on the road to defeating. You did good today. When faced with the reluctance to go again, think, which version of myself do I like better? The one who ran today or the one who didn't? Either way, you will be you, but what version of you do you want more? High five. The first time I went jogging, I went at night deliberately to avoid people seeing me try and fail at jogging. Well, turns out there were loads of night running clubs in this large city park, so it was incredibly crowded, which honestly is for the best because I was a young woman running alone. But they were all pretty focused on their own running and ignored me. On my second lap around the park, I passed a woman going to the other way. She was a bit overweight, but was keeping up with a group of very fit runners. She saw me, probably looking like I was having a heart attack, and gave me a huge smile and a thumbs up. Honestly, that thumbs up is like my main motivation 2 years later, even when I see people stare at me or I worry that people will judge me. And that brings us to the end, Narwhals. And please tap subscribe for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track and to join the Narwhals. And lastly, here's our featured Narwhal of the Day. Face change and body change. Scared to post, but I'm finally proud of how far I came, and I don't really have a support system that I can show how actually proud of myself I am. I still have about 30 more pounds I want to lose, however, I'm down a total of 135-ish pounds. It took 1.5 years.